So it is time for the weekly MLB Power Rankings for 2021 in this video. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do in today's video. But before I get into this video, 70% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. Get your life together, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like on this video. Subscribe, turn notifications, and leave a like. And let's go ahead and get into this video with the 2021 MLB Power Rankings. This will be the start of season edition because they've only really played like 3 or 4 games so far. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. Coming in at number 30 for the second week in a row, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Pirates here. They have a 1-2 record so far this season. Yes, they won their first game of the season, but that shows how trash the Cubs are this season, if we're being honest. The Pirates, their only really exciting player, Ke'Bryan Hayes, went down with injury on the 10-day IL the other day, so that was their only exciting player and the only reason to watch a Pirates game, if we're being honest. So, yeah, Pirates come in at number 30. Coming in at number 29 as well for the second week in a row is the Texas Rangers. They've got a 1-2 record as well. They're not very good at all. I debated putting them at number 30. They're just not very good. They're going to give up a ton of runs per game. Kyle Gibson gave up like 14 in his first outing this season. They're just not very good, and you could argue to put them at number 30. They're that bad. Coming in at number 28, a big drop from last week's rankings, is the Boston Red Sox. They were at number 21 in last week's rankings, and they are currently 0-3, getting swept by the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the Orioles are a decent team, but they shouldn't be sweeping the Red Sox, if we're being honest. The Red Sox were not a good showing at all. They were terrible. Garrett Richards, their offseason addition, looked pretty terrible yesterday with the worst start in Red Sox history. They just are not that great this season. JD Martinez has been good so far this season, but besides that, there have been no bright spots for this Boston Red Sox team. Yeah, their pitching is going to be bad, and right now they're one of the worst teams in the league, in my opinion. They're just not very good at all. Coming in at number 27, I'm going to go with the Colorado Rockies here. The move up one spot from last week's ranking at number 28 for them. They're 1-3. They did give up some pretty good fights to the Dodgers, which I think was kind of interesting there. They're not a good team at all. They won their first game out of basically luck, I would say. But 27 is the right spot for this Rockies team. I'll be interested to see where Trevor Story and Herman Marquez are traded at the deadline, and maybe even Daniel Bard. This team, though, is in a definite rebuilding phase, and they come in at number 27. Can we get at number 26? I'm going with the Chicago Cubs here. They were 19 last week, and they have a positive record with a 2-1 record. But this team is just not good. When you're hitting a combined 175 average for your hitting, like that's just not very good for a team that already is very weak in the pitching department. That's just not very good at all. So their hitters look lost, and that's to the worst team in baseball in the Pittsburgh Pirates. This team is just not in a very good position. Yes, they won 2 games, but that's kind of out of luck just for the simple reason they were playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coming in at number 25, staying with the same ranking as last week, I'm going to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 1-3 so far this season. This Diamondbacks team is not very good, but Ketel Marte has been pretty good so far this season. But besides that, this Diamondbacks team is just not that great. They've lost Zach Gallen. Madison Bumgarner just does not know how to pitch anymore. They just really are not that great of a team. They come in at number 25. Going in at number 24 is another team in the NL West who was at 24 last week, and that's going to be the San Francisco Giants here. They are 1-2. Their bullpen was absolutely terrible in the first game of the season. It was terrible. It was really bad. And I think that's what their bullpen is going to be all year. Their only bright spot in the bullpen really is Jake McGee. And like Kevin Gossman's going to give you a good start every 5 days, most likely. But the Giants are in full rebuild mode. It feels like, or they should be. But yeah, the Giants come in at 24. Coming in at number 23, a big drop from last week. That's Oakland Athletics, who were ranked number 13 last week and just got swept by the Houston Astros. And the Astros are not a bad team at all. They are a very good team, in my opinion. But the Athletics, just not a good showing at all. They got blown out in all 4 games. This Athletics team, not so good right now. Coming in at number 22 is the St. Louis Cardinals. They were at number 15 last week, 1-2 so far. Another big drop for them. I was not a fan of what I saw versus the Reds. In the first game, they just about gave the lead back, and they were up 6 runs already, and their pitcher hadn't even gone out there to pitch yet. Yeah, this Cardinals team, when your starting pitching has a 12 ERA, you know you're in trouble. And this Cardinals team, I don't think is. I think it's a decent team, but I think it's just kind of stuck in the middle, if I'm being honest. So yeah. Coming in at number 21, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Orioles, who, like I said, just swept the Boston Red Sox. They were at 27 last week, so they get a big jump, moving up 6 from the previous week. So 3-0 for the Orioles. They've got something going with their pitching, where like their pitching improving spin rate and stuff. Like they've got some good things going with their pitching over there, and they're going to have Adley Rutschman coming up sometime soon. You've got Trey Mancini back. They're in a pretty decent spot as a team. Coming in at number 20, another big jump from last week, the Detroit Tigers. They were at 26 last week, and they get 2-1 versus the Cleveland baseball team. And the Cleveland baseball team didn't look particularly good at all in this series, if I'm being honest. The Tigers come in at number 20. The pitching looks like it's going to be pretty strong this year. Matt Boyd had a good game, which they're really hoping that he could have a good start to the season, because he could possibly be a trade deadline candidate for this team. And you've got the young pitching of Casey Mize, Tariq Skubal, and you'll have Riley Green coming up, who will be a bat there. So, yeah. Coming in at number 29 or 19 is Cleveland. They were at number 14 last week, so they dropped 5 spots. They currently have a 1-2 record, and simply they just cannot hit the ball at all. Besides Jose Ramirez, like I said, they might as well have just taken out this Cleveland team. It's just not good from the hitting department. James Karinchak, Shane Bieber, Tristan McKenzie, they've got a lot of good pitchers, but they just simply do not have it in the hitting department. Coming in at number 18, I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners here, who were at number 22 last week. You could argue to put Cleveland above them. But the Mariners, I think, are just slightly a better team, honestly, from what I've seen so far. Like I said, Jared Kelenic, Julio Rodriguez have not been called up yet. They're 2-1 right now. They played the Giants in their first series. But the Mariners are a team that if they get Julio Rodriguez up, Jared Kelenic up, Kyle Lewis back, then they will be in a pretty good position as a team. Jumping up 3 spots from last week is the Miami Marlins, who were at number 20 last week and are at number 17 this week. They had a 1-2 record, but 2 of those games that they lost were one run loss. So their starting pitchers like Sandy Alcantara, Pablo Lopez, both had very good starts in those games. It's just simply they got beat by that 1 run that their bullpen gave up. Their bullpen really lost them kind of that series, if we're being honest. Coming in at number 16, jumping up 7 spots from last week, is the Kansas City Royals. Now, the Kansas City Royals did not play the best of competition. I know that their pitching is going to be bad, but their hitting it's really good. You've got Whit Merrifield, Jorge Soler, Andrew Benintendi, Hunter Dozier, Alberto Mondesi when he's healthy. Bobby Witt's going to be coming up. So the Royals have very good hitting, which I think kind of keeps them right in the middle, where they have very good hitting but terrible pitching. But they do have some good pieces in the bullpen, like Greg Holland, Wade Davis. Those are both pretty good pieces in that bullpen. Coming in at number 15, right in the middle, Milwaukee Brewers. They moved down 3 spots from last week after their showing versus the Minnesota Twins. 1-2 last week, or so far this season, I meant. But the Brewers did not look very good at all. They had a great comeback, or else they would have got swept, if we're being honest. So the Brewers did not look too good at all, but I still do think that the Brewers are that best team in the NL Central. Coming in at number 14, I'm going with the Cincinnati Reds here. This is a team that I think can definitely surprise a lot of people in 2021. With that rotation of TJ Antone, Tyler Mahle, Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, I think Luis Castillo is hopefully going to get better, because he can't get much worse, giving up 6 runs in the first inning to the St. Louis Cardinals in his first start of the season. Sonny Gray's not back just yet, but he will be back soon, I'm pretty sure. So the Reds move up 4 spots from last week, where they were ranked number 18 last week, and are at number 14 right now. One of the biggest drops is the Chicago White Sox. They were at number 13 this week, and they were at number 5 last week. 1-3 start, did not look particularly good. Now, I think that the Angels are much improved in 2021 from what I saw. We'll talk about them a little bit later. But the White Sox, they did not have a great showing. I think it is going to take a little bit of time for this White Sox team with all the new additions that they have, like Liam Hendricks, Adam Eaton, Lance Lynn. Like, they have some new additions that could possibly take some time to fit in. Coming in at number 12, moving down 2 spots, even though they had a 2-1 series, is the Minnesota Twins. They were at number 10 last week, but they were 2-1. But the Brewers simply were not that good, and the Twins were pretty decent. But I think 12 is probably the right spot for them right here, just because a lot of teams moved up, and that's why they really come in at number 12. Coming in at number 11, moving down 4 spots, is the Tampa Bay Rays, and I would love to put the Rays higher. But the Rays simply, they need to score more runs for me. Only scoring 2 runs, 2 Austin Meadows home runs in that whole series versus the Marlins. Yes, I do credit the Marlins pitching, and I do think that the Marlins pitching is very good. But at a point, you do have to score more runs, and when I see them score more runs, they will definitely get a lot higher, and maybe even in that top 5 at some points this season. Coming in at number 10, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves. Big drop, number 3 last week, and they're 0-3 so far. They did not look very good. Now they did not score runs. So this ranking is going off what I saw this week, and it was not very good. I saw that their starting pitching was very good with Max Fried, Charlie Morton. Their starting pitching was very good, but their relief pitching really lost them all 3 games, and they just could really not hit for much, which I do give credit to the Phillies bullpen there. Oh, also, the Nationals will come in at number 9 here. The Nationals and Mets did not play their first series due to COVID. So they will both stay at the same rankings just because you can't move them up or move them down, considering that they haven't played any yet. So the Nationals stay at number 9, and the Mets will stay at number 4. Coming in at number 8 is the New York Yankees, who were at number 6 last week. They moved down 2 spots, 1-2 record now. Their pitching obviously is a big headline here with Corey Kluber and Jameson Taillon being their new acquisitions in the pitching department. But simply, they just did not look very good. A Blue Jays team that was not even fully healthy. They didn't even have George Springer on this team. And the Blue Jays still looked very, very good in this series. And the Blue Jays are a team definitely to watch out for in 2021. Coming in at number 7, I'm going with the LA Angels here, who were number 16 last week, move up 9 spots, 3-1 so far this season. They looked very, very good. Their pitching was pretty decent with Alex Cobb, Dylan Bundy, giving up 3 to 4 runs a game. That if the Angels can give up that every game, the Angels are scary, and I think that they could possibly be a World Series contender, especially if Shohei Ohtani plays like he did and like he does. And this is a scary Angels team. Coming in at number 6, I hate to put them here, but they move up 11 spots from last week. The 3-0 Philadelphia Phillies. This team impressed me a lot. Their bullpen was much improved with Jose Alvarado, Archie Bradley, Hector Neris in that bullpen, along with the starting pitching, Aaron Nola, Zach Eflin, Zach Wheeler, all had very good starts, which was very impressive. And obviously the hitting with JT Realmuto, Alec Bohm, Bryce Harper, all the hitting that they've got, that the Phillies move up 11 spots. Coming in at number 5, the Toronto Blue Jays, who move up 6 spots from last week's ranking, 2-1. I was very impressed with their offense. Now, I do think that their pitching needs a little bit of upgrade at the trade deadline with maybe Luis Castillo or Sonny Gray being available. But I think that the Blue Jays are still a very good team, and I think that their offense will lead them in 2021. And I think they're a similar team to like the Angels, who don't have a ton of pitching, but if they only give up 3 to 4 runs a game, then you're in a pretty good spot there. And the bullpen, Julian Merriweather's been very good so far this season. Rafael DeLeese in that bullpen, Jordan Romano. If those pieces can be good, then they are in a good spot as a team. Coming in at number 4, like I said, is the New York Mets. They have not played at all this season, but they'll stay at the same ranking just for the simple reason I can't move them down if they haven't played. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with the Houston Astros here. The Astros impressed me a lot for sweeping an athletics team that I thought was a pretty solid team. Bringing in Trevor Rosenthal this offseason, but Astros, they have played very good. They're hitting. Yordan Alvarez is one of the best hitters in baseball. They're 4-0 so far this season, moving up 5 spots from last week's ranking. And this Astros team, I think it has a lot of potential, especially considering they are that good without Framber Valdez and Justin Verlander so far this season. So I mean, they when they get those pieces back, then they could be very, very scary. And they come in at number 3 in my power rankings for this week. Coming in at number 2, staying at number 2, San Diego Padres. They're 3-1 so far this season. I am a little concerned with Fernando Tatis and all the errors. He's done 5 errors in 4 games and it's just simply unacceptable. I understand that he does have to produce a lot from the offensive side, but he needs to still produce on the defensive side. And yeah, Fernando Tatis, all the errors might be something to watch out for, but I still think the Padres are the second best team in baseball. Joe Musgrove's been good so far this season. And yeah, I think that the Padres still are the second best team in baseball. Coming in at number 1, staying with last week's ranking, they'll probably stay here most of the season, and that's the Los Angeles Dodgers. 3-1 record so far this season, and they look pretty good. Yes, the Rockies were a little competitive, but the Dodgers are a very good team. In my opinion, they're the best team in baseball. I am a little frustrated with the fact that Will Smith plays every other day or some crap. That's ridiculous. Will Smith is one of the top catchers in baseball. But yeah, this Dodgers team is stacked. You've got Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, Justin Turner, Walker Buehler, Trevor Bauer, Clayton Kershaw, Kenley Jansen, Blake Trinan, Brusdar Gradwell. They've got so many really good players. Will Smith, Max Muncy, so many really good players on this team. I think the Dodgers stay at number 1. They are the best team in baseball, in my opinion. So let's quickly review the power rankings for this week. Coming in at number 30 is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coming in at number 29 is the Texas Rangers. 28 Red Sox, 27 Rockies, 26 Cubs, 25 Diamondbacks, 24 Giants, 23 Athletics, 22 Cardinals, 21 Orioles, 20 Tigers, 19 Cleveland, 18 Mariners, 17 Marlins, 16 Royals, 15 Brewers, 14 Reds, 13 White Sox, 12 Twins, 11 Rays, 10 Braves, 9 Nationals, 8 Yankees, 7 Angels, 6 Phillies, 5 Blue Jays, Mets, 4, 3 Astros, 2 Padres, and 1 Dodgers. So yeah, these rankings obviously probably will change quite a bit through the weeks in Major League Baseball season, but these are the rankings I'm going to go with as of right now. Now, teams like the Braves, the Rays probably will move up in next week's rankings, if I'm being honest, but I'm just going to have to see more. This is going off strictly what I've saw so far this season from these teams, and if teams are better than this, it's just what I'm going off from what I've seen, what I'm seeing so far this season, and yeah. So yeah, all teams can move up and move down. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications, because like I said, if you've seen video like these videos and not subscribe, get your life together, hit that subscribe and turn notifications, and leave a like. Thank you for watching, and peace.